This year, because history was new to prep, we had to think as a team about how we were going to introduce it and contextualise it for the children. So we decided that we would use the travel buddies that in previous years we've used to introduce social skills as a way to contextualise the history. In the second week of school, the children received a letter from Annie and Jake, the travel buddies. After a week of letter writing, Annie and Jake arrived in our classroom, and the children were very excited to discover that Annie and Jake were going to be going home for sleepovers with the children to explore their families and their family history. Annie and Jake each had a copy of their own family tree and their own family living graphic, and in the classroom we explored those family dynamics of Annie and Jake, and this was used as a stepping off point for the rest of the children. The family history journal went home with Annie and Jake, and parents were able to work with their children at home to explore their family and their family living situation. Alright, preps, when you take home Annie and Jake for the sleepover, you're going to be taking home a family history journal. Inside the first page, there is a letter for you to show to your grown-ups at home, and that will explain exactly what you have to do when you take Annie and Jake home. I wanted to show you Annie and Jake's family tree and family history. So if we have a look here, this is Jake's family tree. So this is Jake's daddy and his mummy. Can you notice something interesting here? What do you see, Owen?
He has a sister.
He has a sister. It's not just an ordinary sister. Jake has a twin sister. So that's Jake's family tree. His mummy and his daddy, and he has a twin sister. Now if we look over here at his family living, Jake's mummy and daddy don't live in the same house. So here we can see Jake's mummy's house, and we can see Jake with his sister. And then over here we can see Jake's daddy's house, and we can see Jake with his sister. So sometimes he lives in his mummy's house, and sometimes he lives in his daddy's house.
Owen had a great opportunity to take Jack, his travel buddy, home to talk about history and his family history. Basically, we propped Jack on the table and gave Owen the opportunity to tell Jack his story. And he was given a book, and the book obviously had examples of a variety of family dynamics. And we used that as a stepping stone to discuss what our family looked like. In the book, it showed, a typical family, you have your mum and dad and kids, but it also showed a different relationship where maybe sole parents or separated parents, or some, you might have two mums and two dads, and so you've got a much more complex dynamic. And that's almost the norm now in Australian society, and for Owen then to be exposed to that and to realise that it's not just one way of having a family.